What's going on, guys? It's Chris, and of course it's Chris. You know me. What the hell am I talking about? Anyways, I get a lot of questions from people, and for example, this guy came up to me the other day, and he wanted to know about fat loss, and I was like, all right, well, go through your day with me, go through your diet. And he told me about his diet. It was mostly clean, except every day, at some point he'd have something sweet, something, like a donut or like a piece of candy or a chocolate bar or something like that. And I know it's funny to say this, but a lot of people these days, because of all the information that's out there, they are coming to YouTube, they're coming to the blogs, and they're looking for something super complicated to figure out a trick or something like that, some sort of supplement or some sort of thing that they can completely change about their diet. When the reality is, a lot of times it's a lot more simpler than we think it is, right? And again, I think it's because there's so much information out there, we tend to make things a little bit more complicated. Now, a lot of us don't understand the impact that a lot of the little foods we eat have on us. For instance, I get a lot of people who will tell me they eat clean. They're trying to eat as well as possible. They're eating a lot of vegetables. They're cutting down on their carbohydrates, or they think they're cutting down on their carbohydrates. They're incorporating good fats, but they'll drink soda or pop, as many of you in other parts of the country say. They'll drink things like Coca-Cola and Pepsi. I get a lot of people who think they eat clean, but then they'll take a piece of candy from the candy jar at the office every single day. And what I'm trying to get at is these little things add up, right? The little bits of sugar you take in throughout the day, those things add up. The little snacks you put into your body every day. If you're taking pita chips all day long, if you're taking potato chips, a little bit here, a little bit there, if you're taking bits of candy, if you're eating a donut here and there, if you're drinking soda, those things all add up. They add up to calories. Alcohol, I talked about this the other day. Alcohol has calories. Beer has calories, right? And so if you're continually stacking on these things, then all of that adds up. Now, I know everybody wants me to say, okay, yeah, you need to go with this particular diet protocol. You need to go with this specific supplement, and this will help you. But the reality is, you need to take a good, honest look at yourself and what you're doing, right? If you're following a ketogenic diet, for example, that beer that you're drinking at nighttime, that's probably going to have an effect on your ability to get into ketosis. If you're trying to cut down on calories, those little bits of candy that you're eating throughout the day, those are probably going to add up, and they're going to take you off of your diet regimen. So everybody, just stop with getting so complicated. Write down the stuff that you eat throughout the day, right? Now, I'm not saying that you have to be like a lot of bodybuilders and you have to write down every macronutrient or anything like that, because most of us can't afford to, we don't have the time to be that OCD about things. And if you're not training for a bodybuilding show, that's probably not realistic for you, and you're probably not going to do it anyways. But take a day and write down everything you eat. Take a day and write down every time you reach for that candy jar, every time you grab a cookie, every time you take a sip of soda. And you'll realize how much it is actually adding up and how much it is actually affecting your goals. And that's that, guys. Sometimes things get really, really simple, and sometimes we make fat loss into this big thing that we're putting up on a pedestal. Same thing with muscle building. A lot of you guys out there, you're coming to me with these questions and things like that, when the reality is you haven't actually been following the diet that you set out for yourself. You actually haven't been training consistently, or you haven't been training long enough or dieting long enough to have any effect. And you drive yourselves crazy because you're constantly watching us here up on YouTube, and you're constantly looking around at blogs searching for new information. And it's great to search for new information, but you've got to practice things. You've got to actually put pay the price to action, as Dan Pena says, right? You got to pay price to action. You actually have to look at what you're eating. You actually have to do the diet. You actually have to do the training. And you actually have to go through the time that it's going to take for your body to adapt. Whether you're doing keto, whether you're doing a normal calorie restriction, whether you're doing any other kind of diet or training regimen, it's going to take time, and it's going to take a good, honest look at what you're doing. So that's all I got for today. Real simple video, real simple advice. I'll talk to you all later. Peace.